a few weeks probably, or even closer. So if you enjoy today's video, kind of getting to know me as well, even if you didn't ask a question, please like, comment, and subscribe. It is always so greatly appreciated, and it really does help my channel. So please, let's get into the video. Okay, with me I have my iPad. I just had to take it out of the case because the case is being annoying. But I have my iPad here to look at the questions so I can read them on my post. So let me log in here. Oops, wrong passcode. Okay, so I am on my YouTube. Let me go ahead. Okay. So I put this post 3 weeks ago, which is crazy. I'm going to go in order. So the first person is Megan Ely. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Megan. It says, who is your favorite ASMR channel / artist? And there's so many people that I can name, but off just hand, my very favorite, like, I really love watching her videos, is Rach ASMR. She is a very, like, what kind of ASMR I like to listen to. Another one is Danny ASMR. I have really loved listening to her. And Brooke, Best Life by Brooke ASMR. I also really love her channel. I feel like I've been watching her channel for such a long time, and that's just to name a few. Like, I could list on and on. There's so many creators that are so good. It's pretty amazing, honestly. She also asks, what type of work do you do as your full-time job? So I'm sure a lot of you think that. So what? Without necessarily telling you exactly what I do, I am. The title is an administrative assistant. So I do work in a school, but I work like not in a school. I work in like the actual like administrative office. So I do. It's kind of like a secretary, but I feel like I do more than just a secretary. So that is my full-time job. I've actually been with the same job since I was like 18, but I moved up. I'm not where I was when I first started, so that is something that's really good for me. She also asked, as a fellow mom, I'm curious what you love the most about motherhood and what you find most challenging. So the most thing, like what I really love, is she makes me laugh so much. Like, I love that she's obsessed with me and she thinks I am the best thing in the world right now, and she can't get enough of me, like follows me around. But she has the best personality. But I feel like the most challenging part of that is I don't get a minute to myself. Like, the minute that I get is right now when I can film and she's napping, and I am in such a time crunch with that, and I felt like that would be my most challenging as motherhood, is you really don't get any time to yourself. But like I said, I love that she just loves me so much, so it's like give and take. rewarding part of being a mom. And I feel like the most rewarding part of is the fact that like you are raising this little human being, and she has such like, just gives the most like good vibes out. She's so nice and so caring. Like if we go somewhere, she's so polite to other kids and so happy and like wanting to share with them. And I feel like that all starts at home. So I feel like I'm like teaching her really good habits and just to be polite. So I feel like going out and then seeing that, it makes me feel really good. They also ask, what is your favorite thing to do for me time? I have like a couple different favorite things. I enjoy cooking. I didn't like to cook, and then we moved into our own place, and I just really started to just make different recipes, and it was so simple. Like I would make the simplest thing, but then it would come out good. Or like I would make it and I'm like, oh, I could tweak it a little bit, and I would just tweak it and then it would come out even better. So I do like to cook. I like to find new recipes and try them out. Also, my absolute favorite thing to do for me time is to put on my AirPods. I put on my AirPods and I lay down in the bed and I just listen to ASMR. That is my absolute favorite thing to do, and any free time that I do get, that is exactly what I do. I always love when I check my YouTube and I see like all these new videos and I get a chance to just sit and listen to them. That is the best. They got 2 more questions. It says, would you ever move out of state? Would I ever move out of state? That's tough because my family and Craig's family we all live like a half an hour away from each other, which isn't long at all. So I can't say that we would move out of state now. I'm not saying I wouldn't. There would have to be a great reason why. But if you would ask me like right now, like you are, not right now. Not right now doesn't seem like the good time to move, but if there's some good opportunity and it's like you have to take that risk for sure. What are your goals for this channel? Would you ever do ASMR full time? So my goals for this channel is to get you guys, the viewers, to relax. I would love if you knew you were coming to my channel and you know you're gonna relax from my video and not stress from the outside world. Like if we could just like get in this little bubble for 20 minutes and not worry about anything. I hope to do that for you guys. And when you ever do ASMR full time, if I could, and that is making money, of course. If I could quit my job and do this, that would be love. Thank you for all those questions. Those were good questions. Cecily by Berg 8569 asked a ton of questions. She's asked, have you been to many countries? And to be honest, no, not at all. I went to Mexico. I might have been in like 4th grade. My parents took me, but since then I haven't been anywhere. Have you traveled a lot across the USA? And again, I have not traveled enough at all. We really want to get to traveling, but always feels like when we want to go plan something, something else happens and we're like, we can't spend that money to go travel. So the goal is in the next few years to get to traveling some, what we can afford. Do you prefer cooler or warmer weather? And warmer weather, 100%. If I could move somewhere and it has warm weather all year round, I would love that. I always feel the best when it's summer here and the sun shining and you can wear tank tops and flip-flops and go for walks and go swimming. I love that so much. Do you speak other languages besides English? I do not. I only speak English. I wish I could speak Spanish because it would help me a lot in where I work, because I have a lot of Spanish speaking parents come in and I can't help them as much because I don't speak Spanish. So I always have to use Google Translate if our translator isn't there, but I try to work with them as much as I can. But I do wish that I spoke Spanish for sure. What is your favorite chewing gum? So I use Dubai. What was that brand? It was like a mint. I'm drawing a blank on what brand it was, and I wouldn't do any other gum. But I do not chew gum. Believe it or not, the only time I chew gum, I'm not a gum chewer. Love from Norway. Thank you so much for your questions. They were great questions. The next question is from my girl Finn. She asks, what's your favorite part about living in the city? So I live in Chicago, but I live in the suburbs, so to get a downtown in the city, it will take, on a good traffic day, about 40 minutes. So I do live in the suburbs. I don't live in that crazy downtown life, which I don't think I would like because I don't love crowds. I don't love busy. So we live downtown, in our suburb, if that makes sense. So everything's happening down here, and this is where the stores are and every business. But it's not like a downtown Chicago, if that makes sense. So it's more chilled. But we do love that we're in the center of where everything happens. The part of motherhood you struggle the most with. I feel like I might have just answered this kind of, but I feel like the thing that I really struggle with motherhood is just time. She consumes all of my time, which is great. I love her so much. She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But to sit down and film an ASMR video, I have just a crunch of time that I have to film. So I feel like just the timing with her is what I struggle with the most. And I'm usually, if we're here all day and we go do something, I'm just so tired. I want to sit and do nothing. She's a toddler. She's active. So I feel like timing and just trying to be able to get stuff done for myself is what I would struggle with the most. This next question makes me laugh because I get 100% why. It says, how did you and Craig meet? Now, I feel like when I say it sounds like Craig, but his name is Craig with a C-R-A-I-G. When I read that comment, it made me laugh. Not at you, it just was funny. His name was Craig. it sounds like Greg. So I'm sorry. So we met in 2017, I believe it was, and he was a trainer at the gym I was working out at, and I somehow, I feel like Instagram used to be like, it would show people you actually knew on your For You page or whatever it was called then, and he had popped up, so I followed him because I thought he was cute, and he didn't follow me back, so I was like, oh, I guess like not into it. So then literally it was like 2 weeks later he followed me back, and my page was private, and then he DM'd me and it was like, oh, I had no idea that was you. And we just kind of started talking from there. We worked out. We worked out together for like our first date, I guess. And I remember we were doing squats, and I don't know if I just didn't eat enough, didn't have enough water, whatever it was. I felt so weak, but I didn't want to say anything. So we met at the gym that he was working at and the gym that I worked out at. Then she asks, your favorite place you've ever traveled to? I'm not a traveler. I have not traveled to many places at all, which it sounds so boring, but I'm such an introvert that getting out of my comfort zone, I don't like to do it. So that has definitely held me back on traveling and, getting out there and seeing what's in the world. But like I said, I really want to try to get better at that. Then she says, and then others that may be too personal for you to answer, and that's okay. Guilty of being nosy. That's me. She said, what do you do for work? Administrative assistant. I did kind of describe that. She asked, how old are you? I am 28, and I will be 29 in March, so my last year in my 20s, and that makes me really sad, I'm not gonna lie, but great things are gonna happen in my 30s, right? Did you go to school for anything? So I did go to Northern University. You guys, I made that for like a semester. Such a waste of time. There was just no money for me to get through college. What a waste of time. Still paying for it to this day. And then when I got home, I went to community college, and I didn't make it through that either. I hated school. I hated sitting there, and once I realized, you know what, this is not for me, I just worked. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years, I really hope that She always comments on my stuff, shows so much support. I always see you, girl. Always see you. Do you have any experiences with ASMR in your childhood? The first thing I think of is my dad when I was little, and I was sleepy or I couldn't short